All right, you ready to talk about this?
I'm looking at right now as we speak. I'm looking at the stills from the trailer of Space Jam.
Oh, I think I saw the first one. I don't remember anything about it. It's not my.
I saw the trailer on the way over here to start recording on the road because it just dropped. It looks like it's gonna be fun. It's just like a fun thing to watch.
It's not my kind of thing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
LeBron James is now a cartoon character.
In some ways he always was.
And Lola Bunny didn't offend me at all.
Yeah, I don't care about that either. It's like anyone that cares about how sexy a cartoon is needs to make more of an effort to talk to actual women.
Any woman, like just
any woman.
speak.
Other than your mom.
Yes. Or anyone blood related.
Right.
Yeah.
I know this is a nerd stuff podcast, so this is cutting a little closer to the bone for some people.
Space Jam is nerd stuff.
No. I mean the whole talk to a woman thing.
Oh, the cutting reality that you have to speak to women. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry. Guys.
Let's jump into who punched the best in Kong versus
Well,
or do you want to do Winter Soldier first?
See, we're gonna do reactions to Winter Soldier, so let's do like the broad strokes for Winter Soldier. We could talk. We could, fuck it. It's our show. We'll do it.
Yeah.
Let's do Winter Soldier first.
Okay.
Because
I think we're gonna be way more divided on Kong, so that's gonna be more entertaining.
I'm ready for Kong.
Okay.
I'm ready for Kong. So, Winter Soldier was pretty damn good. The main realization I had after watching it was that we only got 3 episodes left.
Yeah.
We're halfway through already.
This was an hour long almost, though.
Yeah, they've all been nice chunks of.
But it does suck because quality's just so good, man.
Well, yeah, every episode is like watching a movie. It's as good as watching the movies.
Yeah.
So, we finally got Zemo.
Oh, I love Zemo.
Other than, I had one exception: the random finding of the purple mask on the seat of a car. Just what was did he used to ride around that thing and
there was
flash people?
There was no explanation or anything.
It was just in one of his cars he had a purple mask.
He kind of seems like a more evil Bruce Wayne, doesn't he?
Did he like to go slumming and rip off gas stations?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because he's like, oh, this is all my cars. He's got a butler. He's got his own plane.
Well, he it was great because let's start with they break him. They go to visit him, and I feel like the whole hypothetical breakout
was awesome.
Because by the time he's done talking about it and they're showing it, he's walking through and Sam's like, "What the fuck?"
When he goes. Well,
by the way,
spoilers.
This is another spoilerific episode. We don't dance around that stuff because it's too hard for us. We're not high-brained enough apes to dance around spoiling things. So. Go ahead. I just wanted to get that out.
No, it was cool because you're seeing. Okay, my favorite part of the episode was when they're all undercover, and Bucky has to play Winter Soldier, and it's just he's so much more of a brutal I love that shit. When he cleared out that fucking bar. Oh, it was so good. And then Sam having to drink the snake egg or whatever the fuck that was.
Snake blood or whatever.
Whatever the shit. That was so good. Like that whole scene of them. And Zemo was just first off, he's one of my favorite actors. I watch anything that guy's in. Because Daniel Bruhl. He is a phenomenal actor.
He's in a show called The Alienist on TNT that I think I saw the first season of and didn't get back to yet. It's really good. But that's, he's been in a bunch of stuff.
He is just a phenomenal actor. And the way that they're doing Zemo, I'm getting behind.
They did this thing where they really changed his character and gave him a huge personality.
Yeah.
His time in prison has improved his mood or something. Or they've just decided to not just make him a single-minded, dour individual that wanted to kill himself at the end of it.
He explains why he did what he did.
But he never. We didn't get any of this.
No.
In the movies.
But I mean, when you think back to fucking when you think back to the Civil War, you're just like, there was no time to do any of this
but
stuff.
That's the beauty of doing a 6-episode series, is that all these side characters get a ton of spotlight and character development.
Zemo's a pretty big Cap villain, so this is good to see him, because you know what was going to end up, and even at the end, even when he shot the scientist, and I'm sitting back, and I'm like, that's exactly what I figured he was going to do. That's in line.
That's the reason he's out of prison.
The only reason, yeah.
He's out of the prison to stop the super soldier shit because he's anti-Avengers and all that stuff. My favorite moment in the whole episode is the 1.3 seconds they show of him dancing in the club.
I was gonna say what was the weirdest part for me. I'm just like, out of nowhere. It's just
need
dancing Zemo,
an animated dancing Zemo GIF or whatever, GIF, whatever you say it. I need that in my life.
Yeah, it was pretty fantastic, because you're just like, oh, okay, they're in a club. First off, Sharon Carter owns this fucking underground fucking a museum.
Well, she's like a villain. She's like I wouldn't say she's a villain, but she's doing black market criminal stuff.
And then they have this fucking giant rich people rave in the museum thing. It's weird, but it was
that wasn't her place, was it? I thought they went to a different place.
No, I think that was her place, because
they ran from that place. She bailed them out
with the artifacts, all the fucking paintings and shit.
The artifacts were hers, but that wasn't in the club.
Yeah, I thought that was the club.
No, they had run from the club.
Oh,
remember they went up to meet the blonde-haired girl.
Yeah.
He got the phone call. They found out he wasn't Tiger, Smiling Tiger, or whatever. That his name was Sam.
That suit was awesome, though.
And then the sniper was picking people off, helping them. They were running from the club. They were in the alleyway. She meets them and then takes them somewhere else, and that's where that wasn't her club.
Oh.
I'll throw a theory out here. I think she's a Skrull. I don't know how long she's been a Skrull, but I think she's a Skrull. That I'm putting the money down now. So by episode 6, when they reveal whether we find out if she is or isn't, because I feel like we're going to get a Skrull reveal in each of these series until that all adds up to something. You know what I mean? I think she's a Skrull.
I totally buy that. I do.
I also think she got the rawest deal, where even Bucky got a free pass after he came back from the blip. She never got her name cleared, has people looking for her for helping them.
Yeah.
And then the fucked up thing is, instead of Falcon going, oh, we'll just clear that up, he's in exchange for helping us.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
I mean, I don't think anyone realized it when they wrote it, and I don't think they would have written it that way if they thought about it, because that's not what Sam would do.
Yeah.
But in this, they wrote it where it's like, well, if you help us, I'll help you get your name cleared. It's like, no, you kind of should just get her name cleared.
Yeah.
They fucked up on that plot, because that should just have been when he said that, she should have been like, no.
Get the fuck out.
And he'd been like, you're right. I'm sorry. What was I thinking?
I misspoke.
She kicked a lot of ass.
She really did, man. And they made her as badass as she is in the comics.
She was basically, her fight scene essentially was the flying sequence in the first one and the truck sequence in the second one. She was the action.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cheaper because you didn't have to do a lot of special effects and stuff. But, I mean, she was incredible. I mean,
and Natalia was like, wow, she's really good. I'm like, yeah, because she was fucking Captain America in the comics. She's a badass in the comics. Sharon Carter's a badass, so it's great.
She's like in the comics right now. She is working hand in hand with him. Whatever they're doing, fighting the Red Skull.
So I told her, anybody who fucks Captain America needs to be able to fight like that.
Yeah. I guess,
because even I get wait, in the movies, is it her mom or her grandma or aunt?
Well, Peggy Carter's her grandma.
Okay, grandma. I forgot what the relationship they did in the movies.
Yeah, but Peggy was a badass too. But she never got any.
Well, no, she did.
Not in Sharon's timeline.
No, not in Sharon's timeline.
Yeah. No, it was great. I mean, those were the nitpicks, but you know, the mask thing was random, and it was weird. Like he puts the mask on for like just enough time to shoot 3 guys,
Yeah,
and
just
then
to fight,
and then he
takes it off.
Not
It's
even
weird.
it was like I can.
Is the mask bulletproof?
Or like, does he have to get in character?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
It was weird. Like I can't kill nobody unless I
have a mask on.
My face is hidden. It's like you kill a lot of people without that mask in a Civil War.
So, who was the power broker?
Good question. I had a theory, and I've totally forgotten who I thought it was now. I had a good one, and I totally forgot, which is bad. Who do you think it is? Oh, look at you! You're breaking shit.
I am. I was
Put that thing in the hole.
Hold on. Let me tighten that. I honestly, man, because with everything that was going on with and all the theorizing we were doing with WandaVision, I kind of didn't like. I kind of was like, Winter Soldier's going to happen. I know it's going to be good. I can't wait to watch it. So I didn't really pay any attention to it. So I really don't know.
I'm wondering if it's a swerve where it is Sharon Carter.
No, I don't.
Because
think so.
afterwards, remember, they leave, and she goes and meets up with some chick, and it's like, we got a lot to do, or we got a lot. There was some line. It was like and I don't remember what that was. And that's not the last. That's not like she's not in and out, and you're never gonna see her in the rest of the series. Also, Madripoor, we have to touch on.
Yes, we do.
I mean, we didn't see a mutant.
We did see a giant X though.
Did we? Where was
that? When they were across from the building, the GRC building, and they had in the daylight, and they had the guards. One of the guards walked past, and you see a red X with a yellow background. Okay. My friend sent it to me, and he goes, "What do you think?" And I'm like,
Mephisto.
and I went. They're really subtly laying the seeds
for a
this.
lot, for that, for the scrolls, for a lot of things coming forward.
Because if Sharon is the power breaker, that makes her a scroll. If she also ends up being a scroll, so the scroll would be a power broker.
If it's both.
If it's both.
It could be neither.
If it's both. I think she's just really fucking pissed off at a lot of people for she laid her shit out there and got posed.
It's weird though. If she's that bitter, why? It wouldn't make a ton of sense for her to be the power broker to then help them.
Yeah.
Fuck up the lab and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I don't think she's the power broker.
I don't know.
I think the power broker is going to end up. But and his thing is like I didn't know who's casting the show. I wasn't paying any attention.
Well, it wouldn't be so if this quote power broker is a big surprise. It would be an unannounced casting.
And I'm not like
we wouldn't know who it is yet.
And be honest, like I'm not too familiar in the comics with because I didn't like get too far into all that stuff when I was a kid.
Well, we know it's not the Red Skull.
Do we?
Yeah, because he's over on that planet guarding, doing the Soul Stone shit.
There's no more Soul Stone for him to guard.
Yeah, but what is he gonna? What does he get? What did he hop a bus back to Madripoor?
Look. I'm just saying that when I remember when I was, especially the Ed Brubaker stuff, which a lot of what Bucky and Cap was based off of,
well, the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, is like you're going down this path, and then all of a sudden it's all Red Skull. So it just seems to me like Red Skull would make sense.
I think. Yeah, I don't know.
It would make sense.
It would make sense, except that he's not. It's not.
Because the guy that we saw in the Endgame, who did Skull in the Endgame movie, was not Hugo Weaving.
I think he has no interest.
No, he has no interest.
Yeah.
But they had a guy that replaced him, and no one knew, no one said anything. Everybody's like, Red Skull. So you can just bring him back to do Red Skull. And if you're going to do it, you're obviously going to.
No, I understand, but
sparingly.
I don't think anyone. I think
I would love to see Skull, but I'm thinking like who else could it really be? Like,
I mean, it could be 1,000 people. I mean, who knows? Did you either introduce a new character, or you bring anyone back from the
Yeah.
Oh, I know who I. Now I remember my theory.
All right, who we got?
Mandarin.
Ooh.
Because we got Shang-Chi coming up, and he's supposed to be the villain in that. It's in the Philippines, right? That's where Madripoor was, right?
Yeah.
That's that area. Mandarin's probably a Chinese villain, but as that would make sense, since Mandarin is one of the languages.
Yeah.
But at least it's in the same general continental area. It's on the same fucking Pacific Ocean at least.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe it could be the Mandarin, which would be interesting to introduce the Mandarin in this, so that you know who he is a little bit when you get into Shang-Chi, because you're gonna because you know the concept of the Mandarin. If you watch that Marvel short film, you know there is a real Mandarin that went and got the actor and stole him out of that prison because he had to learn a lesson about imposter.
And we've already broke the magic barrier. So 100% the 10 rings.
The 10 rings. But since you don't necessarily need to do two in Shang-Chi, you don't need to do like 2 introductions and 2 origins and 2 of everything. Let's get the Mandarin introduced in this, and then we'll do the Shang-Chi thing, and Mandarin will be the villain, but you don't have to bring him in from scratch. You know what I mean?
And it's weird too.
People know who he is already.
This series seems so grounded, and I'm not, but it is grounded in the Marvels and the GRC. So it's like I almost want to say like bringing Mandarin would kind of like break the more grounded feel of this series, but at the same point, it's like
he doesn't have to do anything
you
magical.
were Madripoor. Mutants exist now. They have to. Like, we're getting more and more of that. We got. Well,
is I don't know when this happens in relation to WandaVision. Like, is it after that?
Gee, we don't know.
Is it before? I don't remember what it said. But if the theory is she creates mutants.
Yeah.
See, this all gets into like all kinds of weird shit. Then they may not exist yet, or they may exist. I don't know timeline-wise.
And Marvel seems real linear about this shit, where we, as fans, we go off on crazy stuff, and it never ends up being anywhere close, because it's much more grounded to, like all the crazy theories about fucking WandaVision ended up being a very simple story.
I mean, the funny thing is, the last scene in this series could be the reveal of the power broker.
Yeah.
And it ends up being someone ridiculous like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
As Wolverine, being Patch.
Yeah.
In Madripoor. I mean, that's as good of a theory as the Mandarin or Sharon Carter or the Red Skull.
You could do so much.
Any of those are doing that, man.
I'm sorry.
You're fidgeting with the thing. It's making like a ton of noise. I'm about to break your fingers.
I'm very fidgety today for some reason.
It's talking to Billy. He puts you on edge.
Oh, our earlier podcast, we got Billy Fives on. So we got the other side of the AJ Billy. Listen, man, it's a work.
It's a work. But people have no idea what we're talking about. So any of that's possible. And we don't know where they're going to go, because this is just, like you said, just like WandaVision, a million theories, and all of a sudden it's like, well, and they run wild. It's like, well, I know a engineer. And everyone's like Reed Richards and the Beast and this guy and that guy. Hank McCoy.
It ended up being so simple.
And it's just a person.
Yeah.
Just a person. Mm. So, I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about from that?
I mean, just that.
The story's moving along. The Flag Smashers kind of took a back seat, other than that they're looking for them and the serum.
We gave some time to them, some character moments for her.
You gave where you're like, you keep humanizing her.
Yeah.
And you keep going like, oh, she's stealing medicine and she's stealing food and and then she's visiting a dying person and then she blows up people. Yeah. And you're like, oh. Yeah. Everyone gets corrupted for their cause. Uh-huh. Everyone crosses that line and whatever.
This has been a good series of opening up those kind of ideas, like those fine lines you walk when you want to put somebody on a pedestal.
And Zemo, it's like that thing they say, like true villains don't realize they're villains. They think they're the good guy in their story. I think Zemo's like, yeah, I kill people.
Yeah.
But it's like so that Avengers don't float countries and then drop them and turn them to rubble,
You get to a point where you look at these characters and you don't look at them as hero or villain. You're like, this is a character. This is what this character believes in, will live and die for. But at the same time, you gotta break some eggs and make an omelet.
They need to really put the faux Captain America with these guys again and get some intense like storytelling going, because you got 3 episodes left. Unless you're going to leave this unresolved and he is still going to be Cap past this series, and he might well be. But you watch, and I forgot about this at the beginning of the episode, you're already seeing big cracks in the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he's not getting the respect that he thought he was going to get from putting on the uniform when the guy spits in his face and he does that "do you know who I am" moment.
Don't care.
And he lost.
Yeah.
2 things are going to happen in this. I feel. One, he's going to just like, it's going to fuck his person. It's like his character, his personality, just like that girl.
Yep.
He's going to get fundamentally changed and not for the better.
Yeah.
And especially mostly from the disrespect he keeps getting. Mm-hmm. And 2, he's obviously going to get his hands on some of the serum and shoot up.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously,
that's happening. Probably, Battlestar Galactica is going to die.
And it'll be like, it won't be like, again, like maybe we start seeing that this stuff isn't like, maybe because this guy tweaked it and made it differently. So you don't need a big canister and Vita rays and whatever else they did for Steve Rogers. That somehow, like Isaiah, granted he's bitter for good reasons, but he's like really edgy and violent, and the girl's now making compromises with her moralities, and maybe the serum does a little something, and then Walker, U.S. agent, faux Captain America, whatever you want to call him, it also fundamentally starts tweaking him a little bit.
But if you remember, Ben, in Captain America, the first movie, when Erskine is sitting down and talking to Steve about the serum, he says it makes a good man good and a bad man worse. Mm-hmm. So it takes it takes what you accentuates what you already have inside and just accentuates those. Right. So you're seeing this woman who is willing to do whatever it takes to live her ideals and see it through.
Right.
And for Walker, you're going to see a guy who got something.
Well, I think his motivation for wanting to be Captain America isn't what's the right way to say this? That it's not through a pure America patriotism thing. It's more of a proving to himself and others kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Like,
and it's one of those things, because I think Bucky said it best. It's like we're like, if you really wanted this, you wouldn't accept it. Because what it takes to do what Steve did and to make the decisions and the calls and the hard choices that had to be made that only really Steve Rogers was willing to make. And Bucky knows that. Sam knows that. And everybody that's been around that situation for the years knows that. But John Walker is just a dude. He's a military dude. He doesn't. He just understands the facade of what it means to be Captain America.
Maybe.
And now he's realizing the reality.
Maybe I don't think he. But because he's not. He didn't get rejected, and this is the last resort to be able to serve his country.
Yeah.
He was stud, first in his class, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think, it comes from a different place. Yeah. He's not. Yeah, it's a different thing. It's hard for me to put in words.
And once he gets that syrup in his body, it's going to get interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. This is a good job by Marvel. Like they don't do bad work.
I wouldn't be mad if at the end, because I think that this is one of the series that they've said is going to have another season. Or something. That, and I think the Loki one is too. That we don't have to resolve the Captain America issue right now.
We can leave that as a cliffhanger,
right? Plus, I like the guy.
Yeah.
So give him a good story arc. Don't if we're trying to cram
Yeah.
we only got 6 episodes of this thing right now. So it's like if you're trying to cram 12 episodes worth of shit in a 6 episode bag, it would do disservice to the character, the story, and the actor.
Do you know what I love about Wyatt Russell?
That he's related to Kurt Russell.
That he doesn't care about the comic bookness of this.
Yeah.
And
he's not a comic book guy.
And saying that publicly means not only is he
not
now
that he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care, but he never read. He's not really he's not like a true blue fan.
Well, I don't know that a lot. I don't know that more than half of these people are like.
But it's great.
It's rare that you had like Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah. Is
a huge sci-fi and comic book person.
Yeah.
She knew all of this stuff. You know?
But what I'm trying to say is by his character already being antagonistic in the nature of being who he is and the show and how he's being portrayed, and then him coming out and just like in public is like, yeah, man, this is great. I really don't care what anyone thinks about me. I think it's great that they hate me and blah blah. It's like
well, you're supposed to be hated.
You're drawing this real good natural.
This character's supposed to be your body's supposed. Everyone, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're not automatically your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit doesn't automatically reject him on sight because he ain't Captain America.
Nope.
Then they've done something wrong. Yeah. And I think that he what would he read? Because he's not. It's not like they recast Captain America.
Yeah.
In terms of like he's playing Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
So what's there to draw? What's there to research and draw on?
Just all the John Walker stuff from the comics.
Right, and that's. I mean, so you read a few, but that's. How deep did that get?
But I love
that was an 80s and 90s thing. It's a little.
But I love it because it's going to be like if there's a season 2 and we end up with a giant cliffhanger with him, man. And he's doing it, and he's doing a great job in these interviews where you're sort of antagonizing the fans a little bit. You're being really good natured, and you're having fun with it. But if the fans see that, he's going to end up, so now you're going to have to wait another year to see if Sam or Bucky get the shield. Like, that's going to be great promotional stuff, man. I love it, man. So I'm looking forward to it. I do know whoever is not the power broker, and that is neither Kong nor Godzilla, sir.
Oh, look at you. Ready to transition.
Ha ha ha! Much different world in that movie.
like a boy on a lot of hormones, ready to transition. Here we go.
So my boy won, and I'm happy.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let me say your piece.
I just okay.
Okay. Let's establish that you are 1,000%
Godzilla.
Team Godzilla.
Yeah, I live, die, I love Godzilla.
And I am King Kong for life.
Yeah.
I think the original King Kong, the 1939 RKO Kong, is one of the 10 best movies ever made.
Yeah.
And I could still watch that. In an hour from now, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to.
Yeah. So we are peanut butter and jelly when it comes to our.
We're oil and water when it comes to this.
Well, I mean, we're on different sides, but we do agree at least that I think we could both agree on this that the physical fights in this movie were fucking astonishing.
This was a fun movie.
It was really fun.
This movie I could watch over and over and over again. And will. I'm going to probably watch it when we're done here.
I will tell you that the B plot. If anybody out there can just recut this movie and just remove the B plot for me, that would be phenomenal.
B plot?
Whatever Millie Brown was doing. That whole B plot.
I mean,
because here's where I'm going to give your boy credit. Kong carried that movie.
Well, here's the thing. Like when it comes to personality, and like storytelling, you either need a human element or you need a monkey that emulates the human element.
Like it was astonishing to me.
Like Godzilla just swimming and walking around.
Because Godzilla's a force of nature.
Isn't going to further a story. Yeah.
And Kong's journey in this movie was really fucking well done, man.
So can I before we get in all that, big strokes here.
Okay.
You want to say that Godzilla won?
He won.
pump your brakes for a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay it all out. And
Okay.
yes, there's a lot of explaining that has to be done.
Okay.
But I want you to be open-minded.
All right.
And okay. So the first fight they have is in the fucking water, where it seems like Godzilla breathes underwater.
Yeah, so there was always going to end up being a Godzilla victory.
Completely lopsided affair.
Yeah.
Completely lopsided affair. And yet, where Kong needed to be bailed out by the humans.
Yeah.
But when they were on the ships, Kong held his own.
Absolutely.
Held his own.
Absolutely.
It was once he got under the water that it was over. But he held his own. Now, keep in mind, I know they fought again.
They did.
In Hong Kong.
And by the way, the time between him saying, "Oh, looks like Kong got round 2," and then going into round 3, I was like you couldn't have waited
yeah, that's like a standing 8.
Yeah, it was like you declared victory way too early, buddy.
But here's the thing about all that. Before he gets to Hong Kong, Godzilla's just swimming around.
Yeah.
Kong had to go on a whole journey. Not only was he drugged twice and like airlifted somewhere, then he had to go into Hollow Earth and fight a plethora of monsters and
those
stuff.
are cool snake monsters.
And then he had to end up in Hong Kong again, and then he had to fight Godzilla again. So like let's just call a spade a spade. He nearly drowned. He got drugged unconscious twice. He had to fight other monsters, and then he beat Godzilla. And then he lost to Godzilla. Yeah. But then he bailed Godzilla out at the end and beat the shit out of Mechagodzilla because he has thumbs and can use tools.
Yes.
And has a big monkey brain.
Yes.
So I would just like to asterisk all of it with either he got beat up because he can't breathe underwater like the other guy, or before he fought him again, he went through the fucking ringer.
Yeah.
And yet still held his own. Where Godzilla just had a lazy swim to fucking Hong Kong.
Yeah, I can.
Is that fair?
It is fair. It is fair. I consider their fight in Hong Kong their actual fight.
Okay.
That was their fight.
Because it was on ground.
Yeah.
They're both suited to be on 2 legs fighting.
It'd be like...
It'd
be like if King Kong tried to fight him in Skull Island. You're not winning that. You're not beating Kong in his element.
Well, especially with the fucking magic axe.
Yes. The weird magic axe, which is...
They didn't do nearly enough explaining.
At all. It was a magic axe. And...
It felt like the lineage of Kong has always ruled Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
And that someone carved it, because, I don't know, unless they were more evolved monkeys back then.
Yeah.
To have carved a throne and an axe and all that
There was a statue that fell over and everything.
It was a gorilla statue, right? There wasn't enough of that.
No.
There was so much like exposition that explained nothing, but like, and I was along for the whole ride.
Yeah.
Like the whole, I'm like, oh, we need Kong to get to Hollow Earth. Yeah. I'm like, you didn't need Kong to get to Hollow Earth. You followed it. You knew where it was.
Yeah.
Like it was half built out. He was swinging on your construction stuff.
Yeah, really.
What you needed was a bodyguard in Hollow Earth, but they did. It was almost like, we don't know how to get to Hollow Earth. Didn't it seem like they were saying we don't know how to get to Hollow Earth?
They made a real big deal about that, and then immediately knew exactly what they were doing.
Right. They could have just gone in that direction without Kong. They would have gotten eaten once they got there, though. Yeah. That was the whole thing.
Here's the thing.
They did a poor job of explaining
Here's the thing with the A-plot. That gets me. What's her face? The scientist with Kong. She's one of the worst scientists of all time. How can you, night and day, spend your entire life dedicated to this living creature and you don't know he knows sign language?
Because he only does it when she's not looking. With the girl, and he told the girl, don't tell nobody.
That's like the invisible man in fucking Mystery Man. When no one's looking, I can be invisible.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Like, you would know. You're not letting this little girl alone with this fucking 400-foot animal. You're not just gonna let that just be.
But she sneaks off. She doesn't realize half the time.
I
bet they have like.
And then she makes the poorest decisions along the way. Also, by the way, hot daughter of dude, whose only job in the movie was to get crushed by.
So fucking hot.
So hot. She had literally nothing else to do in that movie.
So hot.
She
was just there to be a bitch.
Yep, just that, and to show.
But
and to show cleavage.
Let's go back. She was so hot.
She was very attractive. Very attractive. I told when we were watching, I'm like, her only job, babe, is to
Dear Lord. And her father was like that generic actor that plays drug lords. And
I
things.
just
I knew it. I recognized him. I don't want to say generic. That's unfair. But like, I feel like 2/3 of his roles in his career were drug lords. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's and the whole B plot with Mechagodzilla didn't make any goddamn sense to me. But it was a Godzilla movie. It's a Kong movie.
So they were using the like desiccated skull of Ghidorah.
The idea being that Ghidorah telepathically communicated with all its heads. Because the necks were too long or whatever the nonsense bro science was.
Instead of using like nerve endings and going down the neck.
But they used one skull inside of Mechagodzilla and the other skull they used as like a fucking as like a pilot port.
Which is weird because they're skulls. It's not like they were keeping brains alive in there. Or were they?
It makes
You wouldn't need the skull. You would just need a brain and a fucking vat of fluid.
To me,
that would have made more sense to me.
It works within... It works in a different way because Mechagodzilla originally was the original Godzilla's skeleton built around... as like the base, and they built around it with all the metal stuff in the original movie. So
wait. Mechagodzilla...
In the original Mechagodzilla vs. Godzilla, he was the older Godzilla skeleton, and they took the skeleton.
Oh, so Godzilla was like a second generation Godzilla.
Yeah,
was like Godzuki grown up.
Yes, because I think he dies in the first movie or so. There's one of the first original movies he dies.
And so the Godzilla in all the other movies is the son of Godzilla.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So in this and in this movie, they use Godzilla's greatest heel. And they use one of his heads as...
So Godzilla is not necessarily the name. It's like calling him horse.
Kind of, yeah. And like this Mechagodzilla was more of a Mechagodira, but with Godzilla form.
Frame.
Yeah. And look, man, Mechagodzilla.
I like the design of it.
It did everything it had to do, marked all the boxes it had to mark off. And
I like the swivel hands.
I mean, it was cool. It was cool because it's all it had to be. But what got me was everything that had to get to that moment, you know? Where it's just like this, the Bobby Brown thing,
it's just like that.
I don't know if he was I don't know what the fuck that guy was.
He was a janitor that was also a conspiracy theory guy that had a podcast.
He was single-handedly one of the most annoying characters I've ever seen on screen.
And yet still had some really funny moments.
He did.
He was really funny.
It was aggravating. It was aggravating because I hated him so much.
She was...
she served no purpose in this movie.
I did like her buddy, the kid from Deadpool 2.
You like that guy?
I love that kid. That kid's hilarious. You need to see Search for the Wilder People, which is a movie that Taika Waititi wrote and directed that got him, I think, Ragnarok. It stars Sam Neill and this kid. Yeah. And like Sam Neill's like the grumpy old fucking dude.
He's Sam Neill.
And the kid's like kind of like, and they're just, and he's like his foster kid. They adopt him, and then the wife who wanted the kid dies. And he's stuck with the kid, and they go on the run from the law into the woods of like into the wild of Australia. It is fucking hilarious, and the kid is a gem. And so he just seeing him makes me happy.
I don't have a problem with
seeing him makes me happy.
I don't have a problem with him as an actor.
Well, it's the role.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't write the script. He didn't direct it. So whatever he is in it, he is in it. It's not, he has no control over that. Seeing him makes me happy from Wilder People and from Deadpool 2. This kid's money as far as I'm concerned.
And listen, it's fine. It's just like you could have cut all that out because nobody was watching.
They're like thinking we need this to explain stuff. But it was like those three.
But they only have explained.
Were that like retarded stumbling into everything, near death, but never dying, or even it was this weird thing where like they were always in peril but never in trouble. You know, it was like the three people had like the biggest, luckiest horseshoes up their ass, stumbling. They end up in we're in Hong Kong now. You know,
they're trying to make her and her dad a thing like from the last movie, but He has nothing to do in this movie.
Again,
love the actor.
Coach Taylor.
Yeah, I know.
From Friday Night Lights will always be my coach. I will never have a negative thing to say about the man. Any moment of screen time with him is well-deserved and well-earned, and I'm happy to have it. I don't care that he didn't further the plot along or was a totally unnecessary element to this movie.
He had nothing to
I
do.
was happy to see him because I love that man and what he played in Friday Night Lights.
And I love that Skarsgård.
My coach.
I love that Skarsgård could suddenly pilot these fucking...
He was kind of like a jack of all sciences,
He kind of... And how easily it was to talk him into... your brother did this, but we've got the technology now, and it's just they rushed right to it. There was never a moment where they were like, we don't know if it's gonna work or not. Let's figure it. Just everything conveniently fell into place just so Kong and Zilla could have their moment. It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie, but it felt like it was a few boobs short of a Michael Bay fever dream.
I like that.
Like a slow motion helicopter overhead.
At the end, it was like Godzilla and him, they gave each other the grudgingly nod of respect. All right, you saved me from Mecha Godzilla. You're all right. You're all right, kid.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'll readily say it, man. Kong had the best moments in this movie.
Because Godzilla can't do that stuff.
Yeah, he's the only character that grew in any way.
It's a little weird that he... the sign language thing I think was cool because I think if you want to do more King Kong stuff in this universe, you now have... in terms of you saying Godzilla's on our side, he's defending the planet, he's helping us.
Yeah.
But you can't communicate with him.
Yeah.
Now you can fucking communicate. Literally, you have a partnership with Kong.
Yeah.
I love it. I love being able to communicate with him. He's Coco talking to Robin Williams in those old videos, sign language. I love it. It seemed like he was way too intuitive, though. It was I put my hand here.
Yeah.
Oh, I sit here.
Yeah.
Oh, this axe is I've never...
real convenient.
I've never seen him...
Real convenient.
I've never seen him use a tool before.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he knows how to... What an axe is for...
Well, he was throwing spears into the dome.
That's true. Yeah. But it's does he understand what an axe is? How to swing it? And also... He had that Wonder Woman moment in Justice League where he put the arrow in the wall.
Yeah.
He puts the thing in the he's like, oh, square peg and square hole. Okay, monkey understand. And he puts it in there and it charges it up and it's and what's it charging it from? And it was a lot of that and I didn't care.
Yeah.
I didn't care about any of that. I didn't care that nothing's being explained and this doesn't all add up and 2 and 2 is not 4 in this movie. And yet I didn't care. I was just happy to see it. And we got a monkey fighting a dinosaur so early in this movie. Yeah. And it was so cool. And we got it 3 fucking times. And then we had Mechagodzilla. And it was just
that very short 3-way exchange between those three. And
I felt like we were going to get... Did you ever see The Rock and Statham... spin-off movie?
No, I never watched it.
At the end of it, to beat the guy because he's a super agent, nanotech kind of enhanced dude.
Just Idris Elba in a regular day.
They literally have to work where one guy takes a shot. They each have to eat a shot, which leaves, as he's hitting Statham, it leaves him open to take a shot from Rock.
Oh.
So they were literally having to take a beating to collectively beat him. And I felt like I was starting to get a little bit of that vibe from the Kong, when Kong and Godzilla had to fight Mechagodzilla. I was like, oh, this is Rock and Statham and Idris Elba here.
I just want to state, though, that they held nothing back. Those throwdowns were fucking epic. Dude, when Kong was beating the shit out of Zilla, it was God damn. And when Zilla was beating the shit out of Kong, fuck. Dude, when Mechagodzilla was working over Zilla, I was like, oh my God, this is terrible.
And you could see every penny on that screen.
Absolutely.
Every penny of the budget was on that screen.
Visually, this movie's beautiful. absolutely gorgeous. It's in the
That
daylight.
that city is
Yeah.
money. All the neon and the colors. And
They fought in the daylight. There was no slow motion. There was no trying to hide anything. Like you
but even
saw.
I think that when they fought in Hong Kong, wasn't that at night? Was that during the day too?
It started out at night, didn't it?
Maybe the sun rose on that fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of like the original Guardians of the Galaxy, where they have that final space fights in the fucking atmosphere during the day.
Yeah.
It's like you never see that shit. It's like Rogue One was like that too.
Yeah.
We had the whole fight on a planet during the. Well, I guess some Star Wars stuff is during the day.
Yeah.
It's not all in space.
But at this scale, I don't know if we've seen anything like this.
There was no like. There was no smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
There was no like hiding. This wasn't like watching a Nolan Batman fight scene.
No.
Where it's just close-ups of elbows in dark.
This is like Marvel
dark
out in
rooms.
the open. Everyone's seeing what's happening, and it's all. Listen, I believe that Kong and Zilla existed. Like they're especially Kong. Like oh my goodness, man! It was
more than Bobby Millie Brown existed.
It was just one of those things where it's like we watched 2 hours of a movie that was basically based around Godzilla getting his ego hurt because he sensed something that might possibly be stronger than him.
Well, what he sensed was his enemy.
Ghidorah. Yeah.
But I didn't understand how that set him against Kong.
I think because him and Kong, like the lineage of Kongs and Zillas, have this rivalry. That whenever they see each other, they gotta throw. It's like like the Crips and the Bloods.
So you're saying that, so they said.
I assume.
So in this movie, they somehow deduced that these two were natural enemies.
Yes,
and that's why he was in the dome, was to keep him hidden from Kong.
Correct.
I mean, from Godzilla.
Yes. Yeah,
right. That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah. So they just so Zilla's already pissed off because he senses Ghidorah and his energy, but he can't find him.
Well, but once Kong's out of the bubble, he senses him.
Yeah, and then he's already mad, and then he senses Kong. He's like, no. He's like, I'm not going through the same shit I went through in fucking King of Monsters. So he's just like, I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now, which is why both times it's like, the first time in the boat, it's like, oh, shut everything off. We got to look weak, you know. We got to look like he won. He needs his ego stroked.
Right.
That's the weird thing to me. Is like this whole movie was about stroking Godzilla's ego.
Well, I mean, they're both the same character.
Yeah.
Where it's like when they do a lot of like that boastful yelling and chest pumping and posturing before they have a fight. After they have a fight, they do it to let everyone know I'm the top dog and whatever. So I see it. It's fine. It's fine. Kong didn't have it where he had to seek out Godzilla.
No, it was like I said, the A side, the Kong side was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. I mean, again, this is a lot of the throwbacks and references in this movie are all back to the old Godzilla movies and the one Godzilla Kong movie, like when he shoved the axe handle down Zilla's throat. That harkens back to
was it a tree or something?
Yeah, was it like a tree? Yeah. So there was a lot of homages to those two properties, but for me it's just like there was too much of the human shit. It's like when I watch Transformer movies, I'm like, get rid of this fucking nonsense.
Well, there's too much of the human stuff only because it's so poorly done.
Yeah.
You know, it's not written well.
No, it's not.
You've got all these great cast.
Great actors.
Great cast.
And actually, for some of them, their characters have been around a few movies, so you have stuff to harken back on. And I just felt as if it was all just background noise, you know? It was all just getting to the next encounter.
Yeah.
And that's the only part of the movie that kind of makes me roll my eyes. It's just like you have an opportunity to be invested in these people, but you didn't do anything with them at all.
Yeah, they needed it. Obviously, they put all their thought and energy into the monsters,
and it paid off.
Right,
100%.
Right, which made since that paid off, it doesn't matter that the human element was so terribly done.
Yeah.
It just does not matter.
Yeah.
But if they had worked on that, and I mean, it's not impossible to rewrite it until it works.
Yeah.
If they had done that, this is an all-time like 5 out of 5.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, it goes like listen, a 3.5 or a 3 out of 5 for this type of movie is still worth watching every day of the week because you could just dip out of the room and make a sandwich when the people are talking.
You're not missing anything.
Right.
This is 100% a watch.
But I would
for
watch
fun
this.
Movie.
I would watch this.
This movie
over and over.
This movie could have been Jurassic Park. Instead, it's just a really fun monster movie, and it's great. And when the monsters are out, man, they get Godzilla like so well. They get Kong so. This is probably the best Kong I've ever seen on screen. But I know you have the affinity for the original and the affinity for the character more than I do.
Yeah, I mean, like I even like the Peter Jackson one.
Yeah.
It's a little long, but I even like that one.
But you see all the different character elements of Kong in this.
I'm not like the 70s one, you know, but like the Kong, Son of Kong, Mighty Joe Young. It might be the best of them. That's not even King Kong.
Yeah.
But it's lumped in because it's a giant.
It's giant monkey movie.
It is what it is, you know.
But I mean, it has all the elements, and Mechagodzilla was a little shortchanged just because the narrative around that B side of the story was so weak. But when he showed up, it was awesome.
Yeah, once.
Yeah.
I mean, they really quickly got rid of the human element.
Yeah, they really did.
He just ate the drug dealer, the drug lord.
Yeah.
CEO. The kids, luckily and pluckily, found their way, to other humans, and the Mechagodzilla was off to the races on his own. You know, ready to. Wanting to kill the other two.
And the high point is they don't pull any punches. So many people die when these cities and all this shit. I mean, it's crazy, man. They really like the monster fighting at this level is phenomenal. You know, and I was kind of hoping they would be in Tokyo, but there's probably reasons why they couldn't do that. So Hong Kong is fine by me.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
But they finally took it to an Asian country.
It doesn't matter. It's not like they actually wrecked these cities, but maybe they just felt it was too cliche to be there. You know, they're like every fucking movie Godzilla stomps Tokyo. You know?
Until it became Americanized,
right?
But
I'm saying, I think they just want to avoid.
Yeah, no Godzilla that was branded in America has touched ground in Tokyo, and
that's strange.
I feel as if it just has to happen. Just do it once, just to kind of like. Get it there, you know.
I think we got what we got.
I was fine with. I'm there. There's no complaints on my end. No complaints. Everyone who was over 100 foot tall in that movie got their just dues.
To be honest, it's like unless you're going to be wrecking like total like recognizable landmarks.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't know. See, this is me being a dumb American. I don't even know what Japanese landmarks there are.
Yeah.
Like famous buildings or any of that stuff. I only know I come from like the school of watching wrestling and stuff where it's like I know what the inside of like Korakuen Hall or
MSG
some of the other, but that's not gonna help when Godzilla's stepping on it from the outside. So that's why you want to see like the Golden Gate Bridge or the Empire State Building or something like that. That's why Kong climbs that. It's like that's. If he was just climbing random building, or I don't know. So I understand like it. Where did I don't even know where Godzilla in the other movies, the American movies. What cities did he?
It was San Francisco.
So it was San Francisco. I wasn't wrong with it.
It was Hawaii and San Francisco.
Okay. Well, San Francisco, you got the bridge. It's like iconic. It adds something to it when it.
And the second movie, they did all kinds of crazy shit, but I don't think they ever went. I can't remember. The second movie.
Didn't they go to like an island?
They went all over the place. They went to like the North Pole, South Pole. They went to fucking Mexico.
Yeah, but no major civilized.
No, nothing I can. Boston.
Oh.
In Boston. That's right.
Oh, Fenway and that. Yeah. That's right.
That's
See?
right. Yeah.
Now I remember that. Now I immediately remember like Fenway and they were outside on the streets driving around.
So
yeah. Probably some Dunkin' Donut placement.
I think the best around the world was Godzilla Final Wars, where he went around defeating all the different Titans from times past. He even defeated the 1998 Zilla in Australia, threw him through the Opera House and destroyed him. And then that was every city he hit the major landmark. Yeah. So before he got to Tokyo and fought Mechagodzilla. That, by the way, is the best Godzilla movie ever made. Because it got all the spirit and everything that made Godzilla great. These American movies are good. Godzilla vs. Kong is a really fun movie.
I really liked the last Godzilla movie they made in Japan, where he was evolving.
Yeah, that was Shin Godzilla.
Yeah. It was like a reboot, I guess.
I've never been clear on that.
Because he's kind of like, it's like Tadpole to Frog, you know what I mean? He evolves, he has 2 or 3 evolutions in that movie.
Apparently the Netflix series that I can't watch because they're unwatchable are sequels to that.
I watched them. But they're way in the future.
Yeah.
He's scorched the entire planet.
I can't watch those movies. It's fucking unwatchable garbage. But
it's they had to flee the planet.
Yeah.
And return from space to try and reclaim the planet. And they were it was all run by kaijus and stuff.
Huh.
I watched them. I mean, I stared there. I sat there and stared at the screen while it was on. I couldn't tell you much of a plot.
Yeah.
What happened, really.
Like even...
There was some Mothra stuff in there.
Even I fucking... Goddamn, I hate Mothra.
There was primitive people when they came back and they were worshiping the egg.
Yeah. The wife is all like, oh, Mothra's my favorite character. I'm like, that's divorce talk. Mothra should be nobody's favorite character. I fucking hate Mothra. God damn.
I mean, I don't know. It's it's a big
butterfly. Bring back the twins, if nothing else.
Right. Well, that should be part of the package. If it's not, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's just a big butterfly that
if you don't have little Asian twins, you can't have Mothra.
It's just a big butterfly that sprinkles fairy dust.
Oh, it's so fucking gay. I hate it so much. Fucking hate Mothra so much.
We don't use that word.
Oh, hate? Okay.
Mothra. Yeah.
How do you know that name?
That's funny. They're fighting and he goes, Mothra. Mothra, how do you know that name? There you go. We just Snyderized the whole thing.
Yeah. Apparently, according to the director, the moment where Kong is stomping on Zilla's chest and gets him to relent, apparently he's like, I really regret not having them kiss at that moment.
What?
Yeah, he had an interview. He's like, I really regret not having them kiss at the moment. And we're all like, what?
Did you watch this on April 1st?
No, the interview? No, it was a week ago or some shit.
What?
Yeah, maybe it was.
How did this movie end up so good with this guy talking shit like that?
But maybe it was an April Fool's article and I wasn't paying attention. I
think it was.
There's a lot of me reading stuff and saying stuff and not paying attention to the context.
I think you got.
I may have gotten got. All I know is...
How much did you smoke on April 1st?
I can't remember.
No,
my secret is I smoke a lot all the time, Ben, so I'm always high.
Okay, Dr. Banner. You definitely got on that one.
I probably did.
So, you didn't happen to see Invincible, have you?
I have not yet, but I've heard really good things.
Can you do me a favor?
And watch it?
At least today.
Yeah.
Watch the first episode.
Okay.
If you think you're going to stop watching because it's not delivering for you yet, make sure you get to the end because that final 10 minutes dictates whether you're all in or not for the show.
Because I barely read the comic.
It's better if you didn't.
Okay, good.
It's better if you didn't because then all the swerves and surprises will be there.
Yeah.
For you. I read every issue.
Okay.
It's a 12, 13 year run of comics.
Yeah.
And the good thing is I saw in an interview or heard in an interview that Kirkman said, yeah, I wrote that 15 years ago. So I'm kind of rewriting it now as a much better writer. Yeah. So, you're going to get this. I feel like the same thing they did with The Walking Dead where, here's the basic idea, but we're going off the path. We're doing different characters. I feel like this is going to be similar to that.
Yeah.
Because I like that. It's like, I like when the original creator's still working on the thing. And he's like, well, I've already told the story once. We're not just retelling it beat for beat. Just read the comic if we're going to do that. That's stupid. So I really like that Kirkman does that, where he's just like, all right, well, we're going to tell this again, but we're going to tell it differently.
Yeah.
So it's so far like, Amazon does the thing where they do the first 3.
Yeah.
And so they released the first, so 4 are out now. But I'd say watch the first one,
okay.
and at least we could talk about that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're gonna watch the first one and then be like, all right, we're do I want to continue? Yes, but
okay, I'll give it a shot. Yeah.
The good thing is it's a great cast. The episodes are like, they're not half hour; they're like an hour for an animated show. That seems a little weird, and I feel like that Amazon money got spent. It's like they used real music in it, like bands and like real songs and stuff. So it's.
Well, I think a lot of these different platforms are realizing that if you put the money, the effort, the quality into this stuff, the people are there for it.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, like they truly will. Like you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to rethink it. You just have to put what we love on screen, and we're gonna watch it.
I would say that's something we could definitely talk about next week.
Okay.
If you watch it, among all the other
stuff. All the other stuff, yeah.
And I would suggest, it would be a good time to catch up at some point if you were ever interested in it. Would be the Superman Lois Lane, because they did like 4 or 5 episodes, and then they went on break, and they're running Supergirl now.
Yeah.
And they won't be back for another month or so. So I can recommend that. You don't have to watch it, but it's a good show.
What streaming service would I find that on?
I mean, it's a CW show. It might be for free on CW.
Oh, okay.
.com or something.
Oh. All right. Well, shit, man. It was yeah. I'll have to get that a look.
Yeah.
I'll definitely get to Invincible because that's easily accessible, and I'll try to maybe get a first episode or 2 of Superman in.
I'm excited. This might help you. This might add to your interest in wanting to see it. I'm actually excited to get a text from you after you watch that first episode of Invincible.
Okay.
For the holy shit moment at the the last 10 minutes,
right.
Which kind of
I'll definitely be down for it.
Is the whole sign-on reason for doing it. Anyway, all right. You got anything else?
No, man. I mean, it was definitely recommend Godzilla and Kong. If you're not a fan of giant Titan monsters throwing down and destroying cities, I don't know how you can call yourself.
Yeah, I feel like if people were betting on one or the other, it was hard to really conclusively.
Yeah, if you don't have Ben and I had rooting interest going into this. We're not losing. We're not.
No, but I'm saying it would be an argument.
Oh yeah.
To say who.
Oh yeah.
Really.
I mean, the movie emphatically says on a 1-1, but they help each other out. So it's I mean, I'm comfortable calling it. I'm comfortable calling it a draw.
All right.
I'm comfortable calling it a draw. The points.
I thought I was going to have to fight you on that one.
The points may go a little bit more in Zilla's favor, but I'll be fine with the draw. I'll be fine with the draw.
Well,
because not only did I get that 1-on-1 victory, but even though he didn't get the killing blow like he usually does, all that Mecha Godzilla shit was so fucking cool, man. Yeah. So yeah, well, and Kong really did carry that movie, so I'll give him his due.
I'm gonna go watch that again now.
All right, 10-4.
All right, that's it.
Later, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Do we have that same sign off?
Huh?
Do we have K-Bye for all our sign offs?
I mean, I don't know. I think. Well, while we're still rambling, hey, everyone, go follow us on social media. All links are in the description. Go to our website. We got a little bit of Breakfast Club merchandise. Buy it, don't buy it. I don't give a fuck.
Hit me up to send me free money.
Yeah, we got a Venmo. Click on our affiliate links.
Just send us money.
Yeah, support us if you want. Definitely subscribe. You don't have to even download, but if you subscribe, it helps. Or like. I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Fuck it. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah. All right.
Goodbye. Bye.